Well, welcome back to the Brian Crombie Radio Hour. Given it's International Women's Day today, I thought that I would conclude today's show by repeating a couple of comments that I made at International Women's Day that I was invited to speak at a wonderful big ceremony that honored 50 different females across Peel, across Toronto, and the contributions they had made to the community in business and in not-for-profit activities and in personal lives. And I had the pleasure of speaking to them as a male on International Women's Day. And I thought I'd repeat a couple of comments. And Malice Singh, thank you so much for the invitation to that event. I started out by saying, quoting Margaret Thatcher, who said that if you want something said, ask a man. If you want something done, ask a woman. And that was a very famous quote that Margaret Thatcher, the former Prime Minister of the UK, said. Then I went on to say that a woman is the full circle. In her is the power to create, nurture, transform, comfort, and love. A strong woman is one who feels deeply and loves fiercely. Her tears flow just as abundantly as her laughter. A strong woman is both soft and powerful. She's both practical and spiritual. A strong woman, I believe, is a gift to the world. Sometimes when we and you feel our world is falling apart, we look inside and we realize we have the infinite strength to get through everything. You ladies realize that you have the courage to stand strong in your genuine yet fierce feminine energy. You take on challenges from a place of compassion and grace. You believe anything is truly possible. It just sometimes takes patience or persistence. You have faith that life will flow just as it's supposed to. You feel, you love with every cell of your beings. We, the loving men in your lives, want to be there for you with hugs and to be always supportive and understanding to and loving of your feminine difference and the reality that makes you unique and different from us. Vive la différence. Creative, nurturing, transforming, strong yet compassionate, patient and persistent, loving, full of grace and feminine. Secretary General of the United Nations, Anand, said, "There is no tool more effective for development than the empowerment of women." I believe there's no friend, no partner more wonderful than a loving woman. Happy International Women's Day to all the women out there. I also wanted to tell you a little bit about both some changes to my show and my week ahead. Dr. Nafiza Jalal is my guest for National Women's Day today. She's an unbelievably impressive young lady. Started out in a bachelor's, then a master's, and then a PhD in public health. At the same time as she was doing a talk show, at the same time as she was modeling internationally, and her doctorate is in public health. She did it in a university in South Africa, and at the time, what she was doing was she was studying maternal health for people across South Africa. She's also visited something like 100 villages in Bangladesh. So someone that's very compassionate, someone who's very interested in women's health, both here and in impoverished parts of the world. On Tuesday, I've got an interesting review with Maurizio Ragato, who is the principal of Blackbird Development, about Highway 413, the proposed highway that's going to circle Toronto to the north of the 407. And it's an interesting conversation because there has been a lot of controversy about it, and I'd like to hear from a planner about whether he thinks 413 is necessary or not. On Wednesday, I've got, I think, a really interesting interview with Ioannis Parasas, who is a scientist at Mount Sinai University, and he's developed a rapid test for COVID-19, and it's in clinical trials right now. And we talk about the test, we talk about testing, we talk about COVID-19, we talk about the vaccine, we talk about preparation for upcoming pandemics. Really smart and interesting gentleman. On Thursday, I've got two interesting businessmen that talk about the world of the future. One, John Ricky, is talking about going digital in labeling in stores and how you can get far more information that's far more helpful to people and more helpful to the retailers. And it's really quite interesting about how digitization is going to change almost every aspect of our life. And then David Lukács talks about having a liquid avatar, something that you carry around with you all the time that carries all your personal information. It's actually a fascinating conversation. And then on Friday, when I typically I'd go back to my arts background, I've got Laura Fernandez, who is just a wonderful person. She's a jazz performer, typically most often in Spanish, Latin jazz. She's the host of Cafe Latino on Jazz FM every Saturday afternoon, and she's also a real estate broker. She used to be a commercial illustrator, and so we talk about her life and how she went through this metamorphosis from being a commercial illustrator to being a jazz performer, and how she justified that financially by being a real estate broker. And it's a really interesting conversation about perseverance and resilience and finding your passion. And we also play some of her music. So it's a great way to end the week. Next week, on the 15th, I move from 6 o'clock every Monday through Friday to 7 o'clock on Monday through Friday. Saga FM is going to announce a interesting sports personality that's going to replace me at 6 and hopefully bring an even bigger crowd to my show at 7, which is a public affairs show. And I do politics, economics, business early in the week, and I do lifestyle and arts later on in the week. Brian Crombie Radio Hour is available both on 960 AM every Monday through Friday, 6 o'clock p.m. this week, 7 o'clock starting next week. You can also stream me online at www.saga960am.ca. You can get all my podcasts and videocasts after the fact on briancrombie.com. Podcasts are available on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, on saga960am.ca, and my videocasts are available on briancrombie.com and on YouTube. I hope you catch me somehow. Thanks. Good night.